I hear this argument all the time, right? JZLS. I would totally do
in their head, yeah.
Man, I don't know. Hopefully I'm not. I really hope I'm not. But
The
youngest drifter on it.
Yeah, dude. It's like, what the?
It was like 15.
Yeah.
14.
Right.
12.
Dude.
8. We got pedal extenders like this long.
Drip and Drift.
Welcome back to the Drip and Drift podcast. My name is Nick, aka Drip and Drift, and today's guest, Carlos On Point Drift Santos. Welcome. Thanks for coming, bro.
What's going on, man? Thank you for having me.
Chilling, man. Chilling, dude.
And thank you for making the accommodations for my family.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
Appreciate it.
You know, try to make this place as homey as possible for myself and for the guests that come by. So
thank you very much.
Yeah, dude. How's everything been recently? Black Friday was a couple weeks ago, so how'd that go for you?
Black Friday was fun. The car's kind of tired right now.
Yeah.
I got to figure out what's going on with this. It's not a miss. It's like the wideband's reading pretty rich right now for some reason, but we'll figure that out.
Yeah.
But Black Friday was awesome, right?
Yeah.
So we went out there and we got to drive. We had a couple hiccups here and there, but we got to take some tips, some interesting tips from an FD driver who I didn't even know was going to be there till I pulled up, and I was like, yo, what is he doing here? So Kazuya, he came over. I asked him to come over.
Yeah, I saw the pics of him in your car, yeah.
I asked him to come over, and I was like, hey, man, like, I need to know how to get better with this car. I feel like something's wrong, and I just want to, like, put somebody in the driver's seat that knows, you know, how to critique a car correctly. So he did. He got in the car, he drove it around a little bit, and he came back and he's like, man, you know, like the car feels good with power, it has, you know, all these nice parts and stuff, but you know what you really need to work on? Driver comfortability. That was the main topic of anything that he had to say about the car. It wasn't about this, wasn't about that. It was just driver comfortability.
He didn't feel comfortable in the car. Do you feel comfortable in the car?
Absolutely not.
Huh.
Now, why don't I feel comfortable in the car? Because there's some things that need to be like cut and welded, and I'm not a freaking fabricator. So it's going to get taken care of before 2025 starts. Driving season for 2025 starts. But, you know, the steering wheel is still kind of too close to my feet. I don't have the cat hump delete. My seat's in the air. It's a bunch of crap. But I got everything that I need to fix that. So we're gonna adjust and try to get the car where it needs to be.
Yeah.
And if I can get more comfortable in the car as I was when I had like an S13 hatch long ago, where I can just throw the wheel and drive the car with the gas pedal, you know, instead of having to have so much driver input. That's the main thing he said was there's no self-steer. Like you have to have your hands on the wheel the whole time.
Yeah, throwing it.
Yes. No, I mean like even spinning the wheel around, it doesn't just, you don't just flick it.
Yeah.
It's irritating, but we drove through that. And we still were managing to not put the car into a wall, not put the car into someone else's car. So now we just got to dial it in and see where it goes from there.
True.
And you know what else he told me?
What?
40 PSI in my front tires. He said if he had to go into comp right now with my car, he said to put 40 PSI in the front tires.
The way yours is set up currently.
I've had it at like, I don't know, 28 or something. I was like, 40? That's different. Let's try it. Yeah. He's an FD driver now. Okay, I'm gonna take his opinion and I'm gonna try it.
Yeah.
And if he's wrong, then I'll feel it and I'll be like, fuck that. But no. So he told me 40, and I was like, I'll try everything once. So I put 40 in the front tires, and I'm not gonna lie to you, it was incredible.
Yeah.
It felt so good to drive with 40 PSI in the front tires. I'm not Chelsea DeNofa. I don't know every single aspect of this car and how it correlates to a certain adjustment in the car. You know, if I just do 2 clicks, it's gonna make it do this and that. And I don't know all that yet, right? I'm still learning. Yeah. I feel like, you know, Broly, Dragon Ball.
Oh, okay.
Big
I thought
Broly.
You were talking about a drifter.
Sorry. You know Broly.
Okay.
He adapts to the fighting that he did with Goku and Vegeta, right? He had no training at all. He just adapted and took potential energy and just, you know, got better and better, you know, right?
Right.
That's how I was with all of Pro-Am. That's
Each
literally
event.
what Pro-Am was this year.
Yeah.
It wasn't me like, I'm shooting for a title. I'm gonna make it to the podium.
Right.
It was literally just take the car, first lap, round one. My alignment guy drove my car more than me at that point. That burnout box when I first. No, I've never driven that car. Yet people don't understand. Sorry, people don't. Nope, there it goes. People don't understand how much driving time I didn't have in this car.
Yeah.
When I went in the burnout box in round one, that was the first time that car moved with me as the pilot in the burnout box. My foot or my knee was rubbing as I was turning the wheel. I had to drive like this. Yeah. So there's some stuff I had to get adjusted to. But like Broly, he adapted, and from round one to round four, it got better and better. We had issues we had to fix. I mean, it just got better and better and better. And now we're like taking all the problems that we had, addressing them, and then we'll move into what will hopefully be a car that we don't have to work on so much.
Yeah.
And we can focus on the driving.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. So I just hope
sense.
I hope that
how it should be.
Yeah. I hope that it works out and the engine stays running.
Good. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you got a platform for sure. So we'll get into that in a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
You've been drifting for a while. How'd you start getting into drifting? Were you always into cars or something that just fell on you? Like,
I used to walk by those, I think no, it's not Import Tuner. Is it Tuner Magazine?
Yeah. Import Tuner was one.
Import Tuner. Yeah. I would look at all the magazines when I was like, trying to sneak a pack of Pokemon cards into my mom's shopping cart. Back in the way days. And, I was always like playing Gran Turismo with my uncle. I would never win.
Yeah.
Like, the memes where they're like, that first time you beat your uncle and it's like, get fucked. That's what it was.
Yeah.
The first time I beat him. But, fast forward to a time where I had like an actual influence on, what I can pick and choose to like directly involve myself in. And with it being cars, it happened. I got invited to a car meet and I was like 15. And I was going with a family member of mine, my cousin. So she takes me out. I think it was like the Loop in Kissimmee.
Yeah, Kissimmee.
Way back. Like before, when you can actually do that and not have like helicopters and fucking tanks come in and close the meet down. So I went in there and there were like a bunch of drift cars. It was like a real drive meet, I think, specific. And I remember this one guy, I think his name was Michael, and he had a Kooky. I think this is Daniel's old Kooky. Yeah. So he was driving, like drifting through the parking lot at Best Buy. Like back when you could do that without, the world crashing down in the parking lot. So
back before everyone was recording as well.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Shoot. I think I saw Razors at that time still, right?
Exactly.
So he's drifting, and I got to, he asked me if I wanted a ride along because I was sitting there like clapping for him, and he saw that, nerdy fucking 15-year-old kid. Oh yeah, fucking good job, dude. So he gave me a ride, and I was hooked. It was like a Spider-Man bite, dude.
Yeah.
It was like that spider bite. That was it. I was hooked.
A ride along. Yep. That's what usually.
It was a ride along, and I was just sitting there. I mean, I don't even know if I had. it was not even a harness. It was just a regular seatbelt. Yeah. So I'm like flopping in the car seat and shit, holding on to the door. But it was fun.
Yeah,
it was fun. That's back when he was driving. People were driving on like AGX coil or AGX shocks with springs, and you would dial in the compression on the back or the rebound.
Yeah.
So yeah. That was a good time. So after that, I sold like a bunch of dumb shit that I had, like an Xbox, my sound system that I had. I was still 15. I had a little sound system, like 2 Sony Explodes, and a kicker amp or something. I sold all the little things that I didn't need. I had just enough to buy this old lady's S13 hatch that was sitting in her driveway. KA was blown, and I sold the blow motor as a blow motor back when blow motors were actually worth something. It was $250 I sold it for, so I got the car for $500.
Oh, nice.
Took the car, me and my dad, when he was still like, nimble and we can like walk around and like do stuff together. He's like, I took the carpet out. He's like dyeing it black, and we're like polishing this turd of a hatch,
Right.
you know? And I was gonna go. I had money saved up. I was just about to go to JDM of Florida. I think it was JDM of Florida, not JDM Tech. It was JDM of Florida, and we were gonna go get an RB25. This was back again
Right.
when RB25s were like, I think it was $18.99 or $20.99 for a full swap.
Yeah.
Like full swap.
And probably unmolested too.
No,
like,
just completely. Just the only thing that was probably cut is the harness. You know what I mean? Like maybe they chopped something off. I don't know.
Right.
But it was a full swap, pull out whatever for $20.99. So I was gonna pick that up, and I think the total out the door for like everything I needed was like $4,000. You can't get a blown SR20 for $4,000 these days.
I haven't checked, but
Don't do it. You stay away. It's ridiculous. It is ridiculous. And we still have availabilities to those motors. Why did they go up?
So is that why you've gone V8 in your cars, LS and stuff?
Brother, when I had about gotten that RB25, I had a friend of mine hit me up and he said, I have a KAT out of this S13 that I'm not going to be able to work on because my family's tight on money. I said, brother, I got like $2,000 I was about to go spend right now. He's like, I'll take it. So I had this fully built, Charisma built KA.
Dude, Charisma.
It was built by
forgot about
Charisma.
that
It was
company,
in 2008. This
Dude.
motor.
For those who don't know, Charisma was a motor shop
It was in Juku before in Juku, right? So Charisma was like the place you went to get like specialty 240 stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Like RIP Charisma, right? They built some beautiful cars, all the most beautiful shit that nobody would ever want to like walk close to. That was done by Charisma back in the day.
Yeah.
I think the owner's name was, I don't want to say it and then get shot.
I don't know.
Chris,
I just had a buddy, Josh, that his cousin worked there. And dude, we were about the same, like 15, 16, just getting into cars ourselves. And like, we looked up to his cousin and as well as that shop. Cause like, yeah, dude, like you said, super clean, all JDM stuff, SRs, KATs, like.
That was the place.
Yeah, man.
Everything grew from that. You know, grew from there.
Everyone that worked there, I feel like, had a dope 240.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, dude.
So they built this long block. It was valve cover to clutch to oil pan, and it was amazing. It was a fully built, like pistons, valves, retainers, springs, the whole nine. Fully forged. That motor ran for about 2 to 3 years, 2 years. Then I got my hands on the motor, so I put that in my car, and I ran that motor from I think the end of 2010 to like 2014 or 15. Mm-hmm. So it's already been alive for, if it was built in 2000, I think it was 2008, like 6-7 years.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I don't know why I wanted to go LS. I think it's because I'm retarded. I have no idea. Like, I just, maybe the fad of it, you know?
Yeah.
But I had a perfect engine. I should have just stayed with it. It was perfect. I'm telling you, it was perfect. It ran perfect. And this was back when they hit before E85.
At that time.
At that time.
Perfect.
It was perfect.
At that time.
It ran so good.
Yeah.
But I did it. I did it.
Yeah.
I made the jump. I shouldn't have done it. And then
you haven't gone back since.
No.
So don't say you shouldn't have done it when you haven't gone back.
But it's just so much.
You just built a car. You just built an S13.
It's just like the SRs, man. Everything is so expensive. You wouldn't want to go KAT anymore.
No.
The only guys that are doing KATs have Ks from S13 hatches and coupes that are sitting rotting in the backyard that they just pulled out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's exactly like.
Where are you gonna go find a distributor right now? Like, oh, let me go to eBay. No.
Yeah.
It's hard to find everything for that motor.
Yeah, man. It's true. Yeah, dude. So the S13 has an LS3, and what about a JZ then? Like, why not a JZ?
Okay. I love this argument because it sounds so beautiful and the power and it's a great motor and all. I hear this argument all the time. Right? JZ, LS. Right now, we have a running any chassis car with a JZ, bone stock JZ with a top mount. Let's just make it that simple.
Mm-hmm.
Top mount turbo, JZ, unopened. I don't even care what you've done to it. Then you take an LS. I don't care what you've done to that either. Running in each chassis. If the block windows, how much is it going to cost you to replace on both cars?
I'm not sure. You know?
Let's say $500 to $1,000 for a short block at that. There's way better deals on whole long blocks. Let's just say short block. I'm just stretching it to make sure there's cushion so that nobody goes in the comments like, oh, well, it's really only this much. It's like $500 to $1,000 for a long block or a short block, right? Mm-hmm. To fix the car, to get it back to running operating conditions.
Right.
JZ. It's like $2,000 all the way up to $10,000, depending on what's been done to it. You want to put forged pistons and a rotating assembly, and it's been installed by Joe Schmo at Smuggatelli's Racing or something. You know, it has to be done professionally, and it's cost this much. It's a lot of money. Yeah. It's a lot. Like, it's more of a flex to have a 2J than an LS, but driving is also a flex too.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, so if you have somebody who's got a 2J that's been running for 20 years, all right, cool, good job. Like, that's really awesome. I'm not going to do this. I'm just saying that's really good that you have been able to keep something running for so long.
Yeah.
There's no negative things I'd say about it. It sounds amazing, right? I get a chub just listening to a 2J bounce the rev limiter all day.
Right.
But when it comes to like the finances, which I'm always picking apart, like I got to make sure I watch my words, but I penny pinch, right? I have to. I got kids. I got a house, right? I got to take care of some stuff.
Right.
And I don't make crazy money, you know?
Yeah.
I make E5 money. I don't even make that yet. What day is it? The 15th?
Yes.
I make it tomorrow. So I've been on E4 pay. Anyways, but you got to look at the money in the long term. Yeah. You know, what about transmission options?
What's sustainable? What's sustainable for you and your budget and your yeah.
Oh, me?
No, I'm just saying in general for people, yes. Like in general, like either one right now for me is not sustainable. Like I have the cage is supposed to be coming this week, and I'm talking to people about like who I want to weld it in and stuff like that. And even that is just like the cage itself from Cage Kits was a big chunk of change on top of the Black Friday deal. And now to get it put in the car, another big chunk of change. And it's like, if you want to continue and have longevity in this sport, you have to work within your own constraints and your own, like, I could put a bunch of it on credit, but I don't want to do that right now. Like, you know what I'm saying?
No, I can do the same thing. I can do the same thing. I don't want to do it.
You got to work with, and that would get me driving so much quicker, and then I'd be out. But, like, yeah, it's what works best for you, and that doesn't work best for me. So
some people have different financial mindsets. You know, if I was a little younger and I didn't have these kids, I'd be like, yeah, fucking PayPal, you know?
Right.
But, you know, we got some responsibilities, and I'd like to have that available credit in case, like, you know, something happens.
Yeah, emergencies, real stuff happens. Yeah. You know? I feel that, man.
So I would have been had a quick change. You know, like people see me with this car that we're going to talk about, but they don't know what I had to go through to do it. How many times I've smashed my knuckles into a car or into a subframe trying to make money to get what I've got. I've worked very hard for this stuff.
You've been building it for a while. Like, it's been a minute. So let's talk about it. S13 Coupe, Dragon Ball Edition, LS3. What else? Break it down for us. All
right, so this, you know how I got the chassis, right?
Mm.
You know? Okay. So I had the SC, right? The car that I was driving for a while, and I had sold the turbo setup from it, and I sold the engine from it. I was going to have this engine that I was getting built because I wanted to go all motor and A setup into that SC. Out of nowhere, like I had entered the raffle for this G35 that was like front and rear wise fab, supercharged. I was like, oh man, it'd be awesome to win that, just like any other raffle. Mm-hmm. But second place was an S13 shell that was tube front, tube rear, full cage.
Sick.
On dollies, like just no subframes, just a full chassis, just metal.
That's awesome.
So I was sitting there changing my daughter's diaper, and I was about to put her to bed, and I hear, oh, the winner is not Carlos Santos. And I was like, oh, shit. So I was going to turn my phone off and just go because I just, whatever, I'm not going to win anything. And then out of nowhere, he's like, all right, in second place is, oh, snap. He's been trying to win something for so long. Like, oh, my God. And he's like, Carlos Santos. And I was like, really? Babe! I was like, I felt like I won first place because like that was awesome.
Yeah, that's still a sick gift. Usually it's just like your money back or like
here's a T-shirt.
Yeah.
So I won the show. He drops it off. I get it dropped off, and I'm staring at two options. What am I gonna do? Do I build a whole entire car like a couple months before a series I wanted to drive starts? Or do I just put the engine in this car that I know has a lot of potential, but still needs to be like, you know, gone through as far as making it competitive? And I was sitting there, I was like, man, I really wanted a coupe a long time ago, not a hatch. I had a hatch. Coupes were, you know, they were expensive.
I've had both. I like coupes. Like,
I love it. It's a slick top or hard. I think it's slick top, right?
Yeah. Well, without the sunroof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, it's a slick top coupe. I was like, all right. So I got the car and I said, you know what? Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's do it. I got some money that I was gonna put into that car to get that car running. Once I had that, or get that car right when I got that engine in there, I just started looking for subframes. Wisefab, it came with the Wisefab rear kit. I made a deal with the guys who run Goon Squad giveaways. So I had rear Wisefab. I got the subframes. I got the reinforcements and all that stuff. I got the front Wisefab kit, the V3 with the BMW front rack. So I did all that. Put the brakes on, put the wheels on, put the engine in. And I had to use a ratchet strap to hold the trans up. So when I got the car fully done to what I think is what I can do with it, and my abilities and my brain, I said, all right, I was offered to bring the car through on a deal we made to finish the car up, to put the panels together, to, just kind of tidy it up and just give me something that like not a foundation because that's what I built, but just put the car, bring the car to life. Yeah. So, iFab Racing, Adam Jestrom and Josh Rice took it in. They're in Largo, and they did a wonderful job. They put all the panels together. It looked like a car again. That's when I posted up like pictures of the car, like all gray, and it was beautiful. I was like so happy. Didn't even have a wrap. I was just super, super excited. Took the car back. And Alex at Interstate Performance, he helped me. He taught me how to do PTFE lines. Something you think is somebody's going to be like, oh, so somebody needs to teach you that. I got taught it. I figured out how to do it, and it felt really good to like now be capable. Yeah. So because I'm not in a performance thing. It was empowering. Yeah. People sharing stuff instead of gatekeeping. Right. Gatekeeping. He taught me how to do that. I figured out how to do it. I made all my lines, and we did a couple of things. We built a diff. Never built a diff before. Thanks, Alex. We built a diff, and I learned some stuff. Got the car back to my house. I think I had like 2 weeks till Pro-Am. 2 weeks. So I took off work for like 6 days. And for 6 days, I worked the week before, and then there was 6 days that I took right before Pro-Am. Mm-hmm. I worked on that car every single night. Brother, I'm telling you, I worked on that car from 2 in the afternoon when I woke up to like fucking 4 in the morning. Sometimes I'd fall asleep inside the car while I'm trying to wire something up. And then I'd be like neck kinked and stuff. I wake back up, I was like, God. Oh,
it's like some spark.
Oh, God. I'd rub my face, and I'd just go right back into it. It was that bad. So once I got the car together, I had to get it wrapped. I wanted to get it wrapped. I didn't have to. It's not a have-to thing. Right. I wanted to have that car looking good. I want to be presentable. I want to be taken kind of serious. My driving is different. That's something I got to work on. But I want to be considered somebody that's taking me serious.
You want that drip.
You know what I mean? Got the drip and the drip. Yeah. But I did it. I got the car wrapped. And it was Friday morning at 4 in the morning. The car was done. That's the Friday before comp. I got the car to the alignment shop at 7 in the morning. Got it aligned. Fell asleep at home for like an hour and a half, 2 hours, and then got packed up and drove straight to my friend's house, my friend's dad's house, 20 minutes from the track. We were at Auburn. Is it? No. Sebring? No.
No, it wasn't Sebring.
Citrus County.
Citrus County.
For round 1.
Okay.
And I was at his dad's house where he has a shop. We still had to tidy up some things. We still had some things to finish up. It wasn't completely done. We had to like weld a bar to hold the 2 door bars up, like one single bar, because you had to have 3 points. So we did that, and I woke up. It's morning. They all grinded on the car, my whole team. Bobby Powell, Spencer Cobble, Alex Inslee, and Daniel Ayudo. All of them were grinding on this car so that I could get into so I can drive Pro-Am the next day.
Yeah.
So they made it happen. Yeah. And again, I was sitting in the steering wheel like this because it was too close to my feet. But
that first event, did you win your first battle?
I did. I was driving. I drove against Alex Puig. Puig? Is that how you say it?
I don't know.
Puig?
Puig?
He's gonna read this. He's gonna hear this like it's not. It's Puiggy. No, I think it's Puig. Puig or it's P. Alex P.
Yeah.
Pandemonium Drift.
Okay.
So I drove against him, and it was cool. I was like, hopefully the battle was all right. I mean, I was driving a car that I didn't know, so yeah. I don't know if I was driving good or not. It felt weird as shit because I had Ackerman's like set up. It was, I was trying settings I never did and just threw it out there, just to do the Broly thing, right? So we won, or I won, but I felt like in another dimension, like he won because he was having issues with his car too, with his tune, with something that was failing, and I felt bad. You know, because I was like, man, if he had his car 100%, I know he would have probably beat me. Yeah. Like I'd be cheering.
100% though too.
But that's what I'm saying.
So that's the thing about drifting, though, man.
I appreciate it, but I swear on everything, I'd be cheering for the person against me. Yeah. Like and there's some drivers I've driven against. I'm telling you, I'm like, bro, you got this, bro, you got this, and I'm hyped.
Yeah.
I'm hyped for them.
Yeah, that's some psychological stuff you're doing to them. They're like, no, wait, does he think what?
Like I would totally do like
in their head, yeah.
Man, I don't know. Hopefully, I'm not. I really hope I'm not. But I really do be genuinely excited for the driver that I'm driving with. Yeah. You know, I really hope that they're going to give me a good battle. It's gonna be awesome, and I really do. As soon as we go, like to get like judged, like when the guy's like. Hey, right there, he wins. Yeah, I'm sitting there and telling him like, "You got this, bro. You got this."
Yeah, but that's also like the good vibe of drifting. Like, I feel like you should be competitive and confident in yourself, of course. But like, whether you win or lose, like we're both out here having fun, doing what we love. Like we're both winners. Like that's how I feel about this, about drifting and competing. Even though I haven't competed myself, hopefully I keep that same attitude towards it when I do. Like, you know, we're out here having fun doing what we love doing. We won, you know, like, so yeah, man. Yeah,
it's a good time. I like the competitive aspect of drifting more than some other people that like prefer, you know, the fun days and the style and all this other stuff. Like when you go to these tracks like skid pad and stuff, or anything available in Florida, really, there's no like very technical and like laid out track. You know, it's just kind of open, you know, and it's like, you know, very. There's no like critiquing you can give somebody sometimes because there's no like the definitive layout on these tracks. You just
super have to throw tight technical like. Yeah, I know what you're saying.
You can just throw your car on the track and it just kind of looks good on camera, right? You want to like have zones.
Yeah. Besides like Sebring, the firm.
Sebring.
You know, even with ovals, like riding the wall, but even that's still, there's a lot of ovals. So like that's another thing there's a lot of, but.
And a lot of people aren't driving the oval. No. To be completely honest. Let's go watch.
Well, it shreds tires and it's big and scary. Like, so.
Yeah,
you have those two things. Yeah.
I like the competitive aspect of driving. I mentioned that because I like having people that drive hard and that are really good drive against me, because I don't feel like I'm going to get any better if I don't put myself in a position to drive against drivers that are better than me. Even if I don't do well, I don't care. I see people driving harder and with purpose, right? I got to fill that zone. I got to get this right. You know, some guys just go out there just to have fun and just throw it around and see what happens, right? I get that. And I'd like to get to the point where I'm having fun in a competition. And I know that transition is going to happen when you get driver comfortability down so well that you're just driving.
Yeah.
You know, but when you have to bring 3 or 4 guys, pay for their hotel, pay for their food, pay for your gas, race gas, tires, spare parts, like, you have to understand that, you know, the mindset might not easily come off as just a fun thing.
For sure. It turns into a job at that point. Like,
it turns into a task.
Yeah.
You know, like, I want to.
It turns into effort.
Yeah, I want to win.
Yeah.
I want to win, and I know those guys have them. I came in there. Thank God, I didn't have. It's not that I don't want to say I didn't have the mindset. If it happened, it happened. But I didn't go there thinking I was gonna be going to podium.
You're still also building a car.
Yeah.
I think it'd be different now, either next year or the year after, once everything's fully dialed in and that car becomes an extension of you, making it more comfortable for you. You know, like, that's, I think, when focus on getting the champion spot. You know, like, that first season, like, my first season, whether it's the 2025 or 2026, will be that same thing, like, figuring stuff out, figuring everything out for that competition. Then the following year is like really trying to do it, those steps, you know, I think you're doing it proper.
Thank you.
You're doing it proper.
I appreciate it.
This year. Yeah. You hit it harder, you do it, keep growing. But, so the SC got left aside, and now you're raffling it, or what do you?
Yeah,
what
so
do
there's a raffle going on. I've had it for a while, but I don't make, like, I'm not like a content creator.
Yeah.
I don't make a lot of stuff. I just kind of, like, I guess more just posts, like a regular post on Facebook. I do Facebook more than Instagram, so I don't really know how to use Instagram that well. So I just made a post, and I've been collecting entries.
Yeah. And
once it fills up, then I'll let it go. But it's got a full front and rear angle kit. It's got cage, 2 front, 2 rear. It's set up pretty nice for somebody that can, like, go in there and do the finishing dialing in of the car that I didn't get to do. Yeah. Because I had taken the engine out. But yeah, so cool. she'll find a new owner soon. Cool. I know she will.
Nice.
So
nice.
Good luck to whoever it is.
Yeah, for real. And, like, it is it's what happened with you in the S13. So, like,
there it is.
It's almost like a paying it forward type of thing. Like,
so I have so much wrapped up into that SC.
Yeah,
brother, it's scary, right? When I think about it, just a shell, just looking at it, I'm like, ugh. Compared to what I'm actually gonna get for it after I actually, like, filled the raffle and stuff. Yeah. The only reason I'm okay with taking such a freaking Titanic style loss on this car is because of the come up that I got from the S13. Yeah, that's the only reason. Yeah, if it wasn't for the S13, I would. And not even just that, but if it wasn't such a good deal that I got from winning the S13, I probably would have kept the SC. Mm-mm. But my son can drift a crazy kart for a while, so he'll be all right. He don't need a car.
Yeah. He's got time with him. Well, nowadays, I don't know. I've seen some kids on
the youngest drifter on it.
Yeah, dude. It's like, what the?
It was like 15.
Yeah.
14.
Right.
12.
Dude.
8.
Yeah.
Now there's a 6-year-old.
Yeah, dude.
We got pedal extenders like this long. Like, he's just chilling.
Yeah, dude. Insane. Crazy.
Yep.
So, what do you got lined up for 2025? Like, you're trying to do Pro-Am again. Anything else? Any other big events that you really want to hit or you're planning for or anything?
I mean, I can name off all the hottest fire events. I kind of overshot my schedule, my proposed schedule for this year, 2024, just by naming events that I wanted to go to, and then when I realized how much was going to go into fucking running Pro-Am, I was like, okay, well, yeah, I'm not going to be able to afford tires for LS Fest. You know, I can't afford it.
Yeah.
It's impossible.
Yeah.
I don't have the money. I'm not going to just go out and do the credit card thing and just, you know, I want to have more fun time,
Right.
you know, and turn fun time into credit debt. I was good. So I missed that. I would like to do LS Fest in 2025.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I would like to go up to LS Fest. It looks like one hell of an experience, and I'd like to check it out. Clutch kickers, everybody's going to be talking about it. They actually have the money that they are proposing. Ken Martin is killing it right now with what he is doing to make that series better or what it was at the minimum.
Yeah.
Right. So shout outs to Ken. I think that's going to be a pretty fun series to drive. You know, it's such a tight, intimate fucking track.
I've never been on Mid Pond. So.
What?
No, yeah.
We'll be right back.
Yeah,
you gotta go to.
I know. I plan to. I haven't been out of Florida yet for drifting, so like I'm trying to do that. For me though, the first thing was like getting a cage for the car if I'm gonna go drive at further events of people I don't know, and then the next step after that's my own trailer. Like I'd still rent a trailer, so those steps, you know, like we've been saying, like trying to take those steps, and I'll get there. I don't plan on stopping drifting anytime soon, so but maybe it'll be this coming up year. Yeah, hopefully, yeah, you know.
Mid Pond, just when you pull into there, the atmosphere is different than any track. It's everything is like, I mean, I know they're going to be expanding, right? Some people don't like what I'm appreciating about the track.
Yeah.
They can only appreciate it for so long. I don't care. If you're going there with a group of friends and you're renting the track out, it is an amazing place. When you're trying to stack like 60 cars and you got YouTubers with stackers and all these other things and they just need, where am I parking? All right, well, why don't you park over there? Oh, it's kind of far from all the cool stuff going on. Brother, nobody told you to bring a stacker, right? Okay. So they are trying to expand, and they have that in their plans to get it expanded by like, I think it's like $1 million expansion they're trying to do or something, but done by like 2025. They're trying, but it's not easy. You got to wait for permits. You got to wait for processing. You got to wait for all this. I mean, it's not like the money's the problem. Like they just got like, what are they, red tape? I think that's what they call it, red tape. So, again, that's a series I like to drive.
Yeah.
Pro-Am, everybody's probably going to mention this. I don't care how many. Anybody that drives hard that ends up in this chair is going to say this because it is one of the hottest things out right now. What do you think it is? Hottest events or event you could possibly drive in the United States right now?
In the United States?
In the United States.
Two specifically come to mind, and that's Final Bout and Drift Week.
That's the two?
Well, when the way you said it, I was like, well, some super style shit's Final Bout, and then like a sick event that you could drive a bunch of tracks at. But I mean, Grid Life. No,
that's not it.
No.
Drift Appalachia.
Oh, of course, yes.
Of
course.
Yes.
Yes.
Drift Appalachia. I would
see. That's a little. So like, yeah. Yes, I completely agree.
It's so new. I didn't mean. I should have. I should have had something like that. Something new, hottest new thing. Yes, but I didn't want to give it away that fast. So
yes.
I do the product.
Yes.
But
dude,
that is something I'd like to. But you have to like, aside from applying, right? You have to kind of like get light shine on your driving. Like you have to. I feel. I could be completely wrong. But I feel like you have to like go out there, drive hard, and you get more exposure by driving hard because people are wanting to take videos of your car. And as you have that and you drive hard at big events, maybe you go to Fuel Fest or maybe you go another event I want to drive. You go to a Grid Life event and they see you, they'll be more interested to have you there, and you'll skip that application process because they see your hard driving. The application process is for people that don't put the work in. I feel. That's not the truth. That's just how I feel.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna try and work that process out and see if I could work my way up to not having to, beg to drive the track.
Yeah.
And just, not get an invite, but you know what I mean? Like earn it.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it's an earned position to be able to drive the fucking mountains.
You got to put your hard driving out there, make sure it's seen, and provide value in a certain way, whether it's entertainment or helping them set things up or, those types of things. Like, people always need help with different things. It's just finding out what they need help with and what you can do for them.
Yeah, but helping them is not going to help me not crash on the side of a mountain.
Well, yeah. Well,
they got their thing. They have their organization. They have their whole thing. They just need solid drivers that can make it up and down a mountain without crashing.
Have you made it up and down a mountain?
I've never seen a mountain, okay? I've never seen a mountain.
We don't have mountains in Florida.
Holly in the Hills, that's about as much as you'll get, right? A dumpster, a trash mountain, that's about as much of a mountain as I've seen. No, I've seen, I've traveled a little bit, but
I've
never driven.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Driven.
Right.
Elevation changes while driving has to be crazy. Crazy.
For sure.
So I would like to try that, but I want to earn it.
Yeah.
So Fuel Fest is I don't want to. I think I can say yeah. Chris said I could say it. There's going to be another Fuel Fest. Did you know that?
Mm.
You know Fuel Fest, right?
Yeah.
The one in West Palm.
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be another one in Florida.
Cool.
2 of them because there's so many people that go to that one.
Yeah.
They need what seems like a relief event almost. Like, hey, you guys don't have to travel from that side of Florida. Just go to that one.
Yeah, I went. It was crazy. Like, one of the biggest car events. I think it was, the biggest car event.
It's what, 17, 18, 20,000 people or something?
Yeah, it was gnarly.
They're going to have it in Tampa.
Cool.
I don't know where.
Yeah.
But they said it's going to be in Tampa.
Well, there is a convention center there. There is a
you said the
fairgrounds. Yeah, it's where they have the
I don't know
Mardi Gras festivals and stuff. The county fairs they have there.
Where are they driving?
It's like here in Orlando. Well, there's probably a giant skid pad for parking. They'll set things up with. I don't know.
I wish we can do this shit in a Disney parking lot, bro.
Dude.
Or Universal.
Yeah, the parking garages. Yeah,
right?
Dude.
Not even the parking garage. They have gigantic unused lots.
Right.
Where, you'd imagine a bunch of abandoned Teslas to get dropped off at. It's huge.
Yeah.
We can't, go there and rent it out.
Set up a proposal.
That should probably be $1 billion, man.
Set up a proposal. Is there anything else you want to touch on or ask or talk about before we close out?
There's something that came up as soon as you mentioned it.
What's up?
Driving out of state. Have you noticed the drivers that have been from Florida that are starting to make it to those out of state events?
Yeah.
This is a dad grandpa thing, honestly. Dad grandpa drifter thing to say, but I'm genuinely proud of all the drivers that did the what is that? The budget drift week.
Oh, the Great Value?
Yeah, the Great Value
Merrick's
budget.
Great
Sorry,
Value. No, but it was budget. Yeah, that's what I thought was called it at first. No, Great Value. Yeah. But it is.
Sorry, Merrick.
Budget drift week. It is.
So the Great Value drift week. Just seeing these guys that have driven the skid pad a quadrillion times. Go out and see a different track with maybe elevation changes. I want to see them get better. There is one comment that was made by an FD driver who I don't want to say his name specifically because I don't want him to feel or catch any, backlash for it. But he said something to me that I don't know registered yet. He said that the drivers here in Orlando on a skid pad were driving harder than a lot of the drivers he sees in California. California has some pretty sick tracks. We don't ever see Is it Apple Valley?
Yeah, that's one.
Yeah, that's one. We don't see cool tracks like that or what is the one through the sand and all that stuff that goes up and down?
Yeah. There's Grange.
That's it. Grange. Grange. We don't have cool tracks like that, right? Yeah. So for him to say that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like that, big ups to just you as a driver. If you're a Florida driver, like that was from a pro FD driver coming out and seeing the driving that we put on for Black Friday, and he was clapping, awesome. Happy. But to see the drivers in Florida like get out of Florida and go drive Mid Pond, Driven Luck, what's the other one for Fall Double Down?
Fall Double Down.
Yeah, what was that track?
Polka?
Cordell?
No, Cordell. There's there's
something like that.
There's
any
Lanier,
of that. Anything. Just get out.
Yeah.
Get out. If you're going to drive 50 times at the skid pad and you cut your driving down to 12 events or something like that, 12 solid events. I'm just throwing numbers out there, not really, but if
the
you're quality of it.
50 events.
But they can, because they're only what is that? What's the tire or the lap the lap per tire count ever?
Yeah.
It's like 100 now. It's just going up. It used to be like, oh, I got like 10 laps. Now we're on like 50 laps. I'm like, all right, bro, just all right. Well, I don't know what you're doing, but I can only get 6. So what? Power thing. But take those extra laps that you get and that money that you save, and like work on your transportation situation so that you can go to those events and go drive new experiences. I would love to see these Florida drivers go out and have fun in other NOLA, right? They have cool events. How far out can we push this?
Texas has cool
Texas, right?
Englishtown,
Jersey. See?
Yeah.
We're on the same page.
Yeah.
So really, man, like go out there and have some fun. This is not the only drifting in the world.
No.
You know?
No. But being sustainable, like you said, like I heard Hurt say it once, and it made me think more about traveling out of Florida. He was like, similar to what you said, like if you're going once a month to your local track, cut that down to only 6 months, and then take those other 6 months to save up to go out of state and drive another track. And, because every time he did that, he became a better driver from the things that track offered, as well as what the people that he met at that event and things like that. So it has made me want to venture out more. But it's also what's sustainable, getting my car set up right. Like I said, get the cage in, get a trailer. So I'm not renting a trailer to go to those far events. But yeah, dude, little by little.
Equity is nice. Having your own trailer is nice.
Yeah.
Take your time, find a good deal on it. Don't buy like some, I know you know the safety of a trailer. So find something nice that you're comfortable with. I think in the $2,000 to $3,000 range, you can get a decent 16 to 18 foot trailer. And there you go.
Yep.
$80 ratchet strap set from Amazon, and bam.
We already got those.
I would like to extend the invitation. If we go out to Mid Pond here soon, you should see if you have the if you're not busy, you got a life too, right? If you're not too busy, you can just pull up to Jacksonville, come up to me, and then from there you can just park your truck and we'll just send it on out there. I'll introduce you to Ken and the whole gang, and we'll get some laps in Mid Pond. Go see the ducks.
That'd be cool.
You know anything about the ducks, do you?
I don't know. I've heard about the
Mid Pond ducks.
I've heard about the ducks.
Mid Pond ducks.
I know about ducks here in Florida, but not up there.
It's a different breed.
Different ducks. Different ducks.
Southern ducks.
Oh yeah. Well, man, I appreciate you coming by, talking to me. If you like this episode, drop a comment below, leave a thumbs up, and we'll catch you next time, fam. Peace.